Hey everybody, this is Strategywizard again, and this is...
Crazycraft.
He has a new name, Crazycraft. He has his own YouTube channel for Minecraft videos, so you can go check that out. But Crazycraft and myself, we're going to be reviewing Skulk Hollow. This is a game designed by, I believe it's Pencil First Games. Has a you tell me, that little symbol right there. Looks like Pencil First to me. And designed by Keith Matejka. It also shows Eduardo Baroff and Dustin Faust. 2 players only. It's a 2-player exclusive game. They say 40 minutes, maybe. Ages 8 and up. Yeah, it's actually fairly straightforward and easy.
Very easy.
Yeah, so Crazycraft can do a pretty good job. He can strategize and make some good choices.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's still got layers, though, of strategy that you have to pay attention to, so it's not super simple. It's a good dueling game, I would say, but it's also asymmetrical. I bought this game thinking, it just, the cover looks cool and kind of creepy, even. Don't you think? Looks a little creepy?
I think it does look kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's just kind of a little ominous, and I thought, you know what? And then I saw the component quality, and I thought, I just have to give it a shot. This looks like the kind of game that I would like to try, and I thought maybe, since the age range is low, maybe Nathan, I should say Crazycraft, would enjoy it. But either way, very excited to try it. We have played it a few times, so we're ready to give you the final verdict. But let's first show you how to play. Okay, so this is the basic setup, depending on certain circumstances, which we will get into. But one player will be the Fox and Heroes. They have a bunch of little foxy meeples that you can recruit over the course of the game. The other player will be
the monster!
Yeah, big bad evil thing that, in this case, I'm using the octopus called Tonthos. And the good guys are always the Fox and Heroes. The bad guy has a choice, and that choice makes a big difference. Now, really, the goal of the game, for the good guys, is simple, is to defeat the big baddie. You have to just
crawl on them?
Yeah, you have to jump on them, do a ton of damage, and wipe them out. The bad guy is trying to either destroy the king, or they have another type of... Each other monster has a certain special bonus win that they can do. So, in this particular case, Tonthos can win if he gets all of his tentacles out on the board, which is probably the easiest way to win, but it kind of depends. Over the course of the game, you might decide, it is easier to try to kill the good guy's leader. It's up to you to decide. Now, the setup is simple. There's the king, which, I say king, you could be the king of war, but you have other choices as to who your main character is going to be. You could have the Prince of Guile, the Princess of Tactics, or the Queen of Blessing, and each one has their own special ability, except for the King of War, who has no special ability, but he
just has good stats.
Yeah, his stats are the best, and you'll get the card of the character that you want. These are reference cards that you will give to your opponent. So you might have more health, depending on who you pick, or you might have more energy. In the case of the King of War, he has the max of both. So, how do you do actions in this game? Crazycraft?
You draw a card.
So in this particular case, the Fox and Heroes, it shows you how many cards they can have, which is 5, and they get 3 actions. And it shows you what each action does. So let's go ahead and take your 5 cards.
Thank you.
Show the camera what you have, if you can reach. Okay, so each card, this is the meat of the game. You have movement actions that will show you how you can move. You have gaining power. You've got recruiting units. So over the course of the game, you're gonna every time you go through your turn, you'll take your actions. You'll always draw back up to your full hand size. If you're already at full, you just draw I think 1 card to be able to get something. But the way this game works, your actions, since it's controlled by your hand, you don't always have what you need. But there's always something good to do, because you can discard cards to get to draw more. So if you're going, man, I don't have anything good, you can trash card and get some back. That way maybe you can get what you really need. Now, let's take this as an example. In this particular case, the orientation of the board is very important. You want it in this diamond shape, because whenever you're trying to move, it shows you how you can move. So let's say the king was here. he could move up here or he could move here, and that would be it with this card. So you can't just move willy-nilly. You have to move the way the card shows.
And that's strategistic.
Strategistic. Yeah, because you have to be careful keeping the right cards for movement, because you have to choose movement or, in this case, gain power. You can't do both, so you have to make sure you keep cards that let you move the way you're going to need to move in your hand. Otherwise, you might not be able to move into the bad guy's space or run away if you're in danger.
Yeah, that would be cheating if you could get power and movement.
That'd be way too powerful, because power is very useful. Power has the wonderful benefit of, as you get power, you'll put it in your pool. At the end of the round, you get to allocate it. If you're the good guys, your power goes on your card. So let's just say we've recruited a rogue. There's slots for power, and whenever you have power on a unit, without even spending one of your actions, you can discard a cube to get a free movement or a free ability that character can do. In this case, there's jumping and melee attacking. So let's just say this is really the meat of the game that the good guys are trying to do. They want to move into the bad guy's space. Let's say the bad guy moved here. You go, aha, you jump in here. If you have a jump action, you can jump onto the creature.
Hoo, hoo. Wah, boom!
Lots of different places to go. Now, you'll notice the jump spaces are here, so you can do your initial jump. If you're in the monster's space, you can jump onto in this case, the tunnel spaces. It shows you how much health that this space has. So if you're a melee unit, you can jump on here, then you can use an action to attack and do melee damage to that spot. Or if you ever got another jump action, you can follow the dotted line to the next place. Now you could end up going back down here, or you could go up here, or you could go over here. So there's a lot of different places to go, and you'll notice there's a name: shock, crush, pull, tunnel. Well, that's important, because if you destroy every health point in a given name, in this case all 4 tunnel spaces, or the 2 crush spaces, or the 2 pull spaces, let me knock all those extra tentacles off so we can show you, it will make it to where the bad guy actually loses some of their actions. So they won't be able to pull if you destroy fully destroy the pull space. They won't be able to crush if you destroy the crush, or the 4 tunnel spaces, health points, you can't tunnel anymore. So you actually can remove the actions of the big bad boss.
And you really need to heal. I mean, I know it doesn't come up much, but still, you really need to heal. So if you can't do that, that's a big problem.
Although you can never block the mending.
Oh.
That's never a space on one of the bad guys. So mending is something you can always do, and you can always prepare, which is to discard a card to draw 2, as I said earlier.
If you couldn't do that, that would be a little bit unfair.
That would be bad.
Very bad.
But you can block all of these actions. So one of the strategies for the good guys is to try to find what you want to keep your opponent from doing the most. Now, the thing is, yes, they can heal. So even if you destroyed all the tunnel spaces and made it to where they can't tunnel, they could later heal, remove one of those damage tokens, which, you would use this to mark the damage. So let's say you've put 4 of these all over there. They can't tunnel, but if he heals himself, he will be able to tunnel again until you destroy all of those spots. Now, let's just draw some of these cards. The bad guy also has a set of cards. In this case, Tonthos can have 4 cards and 2 actions. Only 1 energy slot. His energy is different because in the good guy's case, their energy goes on their characters. The knight doesn't even have any, but the knight has a special ability. And different characters have certain amounts of energy slots. I think the archer has... Does the archer have none either? Oh, yeah. It's only the rogues and the main character, I believe, that have slots. Oh, and the sentinel, who always starts at the very beginning. He has 1 energy slot. They allocate their energy that way. But the bad guy keeps their energy here. The Tonthos has 1 slot for holding energy that he can use for any action of his choice without spending an action. That's huge, because the bad guy really needs to be able to do certain things a lot. Like shocking is a great way to destroy. In his case, he does 1 damage to any hero unit attached to him or in his space. So if the the good guys, I should say, have climbed on top of him, he can zap them for 1 damage. You take one of these wonderful little hearts and you put it on one of their health spots, like so. And that will mean that this guy would be closer to dying. If you eliminate them, you discard the card, remove the piece from the board, and it'll go in the discard pile. Later, if you reshuffle, you could get him again and put him back out on the board. But you don't want to lose people, because the more people are dying, the more likely you'll be able to get to the leader, because the leader cannot be attacked if he has anyone else with him. So it's very important to be careful and not allow him to be by himself. So you're kind of trying to protect your king at the same time that you're trying to be offensive. You have to balance that as the good guys.
You do.
Now, the main other thing that you need to understand about this, and it'll tell you your bonus win condition as the bad guy. In this case, have all 6 root tokens, all those little tentacles, on the Skulk Hollow map at the same time. If you can get them all out there, then you automatically win. So that special win condition is a really cool thing about this game, because not only do you have your actions are all slightly different for each creature you're using, but your special win condition is also different. And even this information can be different from between each different monster. So there's a lot of different monsters. There's Raptora, this big, massive bird. There's Big O Massive Bear. And a massive creepy crawly centipede-like creature. Now,
a caterpillar.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It is kind of like a caterpillar or something on those lines. So depending on who you use, it really affects the gameplay a lot. So over the course of the game, everyone's drawing cards, then they're spending their actions, and they're doing different things. For example, I can retreat, or I could shock somebody. I could move up to the right, or I could shock somebody. I can tunnel, which means put one of my root tokens out so that I can try to get my alternate win condition, or I could move up to the left. Could heal or pull, use the tentacle to pull someone to it. Crush would let me use the tentacle to attack anyone in its space, or you can use gain ground and move any direction. So there's a lot of different stuff going on with these cards. Hand management is very important in this game, because you want to make sure you keep certain actions that you need to be able to have a chance of actually winning. If you run out of actions that you need and you don't have any power to do it, then you become very limited and restricted on your chances of accomplishing what you need to accomplish. So I think that pretty much covers... Oh, one other thing. For newbies, they can take these relic tokens. There's 5 total.
And they get an extra action?
Yeah, this is a way to help newbies get some free actions, kind of like having energy, but these can be used for any character at any time to get a few extra actions. So that way you can help someone who's still learning the game.
Yeah, I need them!
Yeah. We always let Crazycraft start with those at the beginning to kind of help him get warmed up into the game. And he's getting better as he goes. Now, I think that is everything. So I guess we're ready to go up and tell you what we think.
Up! Let's go up! Pew! Pew!
Okay, so now you know how to play. This game is relatively straightforward and simple. You have simple actions. You have your cards that tell you what you can do. Do you think that this is a strategic game or a luck-based game?
Strategic.
I would have to agree. There's a little bit of luck involved in what cards you have, because, you know, if you don't get the right cards, you can't take some of the actions. But since you can actually store power, you can use any action you want with the stored power that you've collected. That, in my opinion, is one of the best things about this game, because it's nice having where your cards decide what actions you can do. It limits you, so there's that element of luck where you don't know what you can do, but they give you that strategic element of store power now, you can do what you need to later, and get extra actions in one turn so that you can get a lot done. So, yes, there's definitely strategy in this game.
A lot of strategy.
Now, what do you think about the replayability?
I mean, I think it's replayable. I mean, I can play it like 2 times a week.
That's for him. That's pretty good. To play a game 2 times a week, that's pretty impressive. So, and even for me, I have to say, replayability is good precisely because not only can you switch sides, you can be the good guy or the bad guy.
Which is really awesome.
Totally different experience. But you can as the bad guy, you can pick different ones, which makes it very unique for the bad guy because you get different actions and different goals. But also for the good guy, you have different things to look out for and protect against and try to stop. So, you know, if you're the octopus, you're trying to get all your tentacles out on the board, which is, honestly, it's a very fun goal to try to do because it's exciting to see all your little minions, really, it's yourself, your tentacles popping up. But it's just fun to see all those popping up on the board and the good guys trying to stop them and shoot them all. But if you're, you know... Crazycraft played the, I can't even remember the name, but the bird, the big eagle. And I was the good guys, the fox and heroes, and it was very interesting. The flying mechanism. You know, the bird can fly and avoid a lot of attacks except for
shooting.
Yeah, but then
which makes sense.
And then he can be, but you can purposely ground him if you're willing to sacrifice cards. So it just the differences are just fascinating to me. I really like the fact that you can make, even though it's just a 2-player dueling game of a sort, it's almost like Dudes on a Map, but it's very limited in that faculty, but also has a lot of asymmetry, a lot of variety. So very impressed. Replayability is great. So that being said, what would you, Crazycraft, rate this game?
I'd have to rate it like an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10. Okay, that's pretty good. And for me, I think I'm going to give it, honestly, I'm struggling between 8 and 9, so I will also give it 8.5 because I can't decide. So
I struggle too, so I'm just like, I'll do 8.5 or 8.5.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty worthy rating for this game because I don't think that it's just superb, but it's definitely recommended, and I think it's better than just a recommendation. It's if you like 2-player games that have asymmetry, there's not tons of them out there that I even know of that have this type of asymmetry in a 2-player game, and also the variety within that asymmetry. So I'm very pleased. I honestly hope they come out with expansions because I would buy them immediately. I would like to see a different group of heroes. I'd like to see new bad guys and maybe even a new map because the board could be a little different.
Like a desert map or a volcano map.
Yeah.
And maybe even a hero that's a wizard. And well, I can't even think of the bosses.
Well, who knows? You could be all kinds of crazy stuff, but it would be cool if they did that. That would be nice. So, but even if they don't, totally worth a purchase. We highly recommend it. Please go buy it if it seems like your kind of game. I really think you'll enjoy it. So, that being said, thank you all very much for watching. We appreciate it. You all have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Shh. Hushy.
That's not gonna help.
I know.
You guys, Crazycraft here, and we're gonna be looking at a video how to play Skulk Hollow. So basically, you're just going through. That's it.